Then fam, let's talk about user-generated content, shall we? As I'm sure a great many of you are aware now, Dreams is having its online support ended tail end of this year, which is a shame. And it does leave one to wonder about the future of user-generated content, or UGC. My friend here on YouTube, PS3 Gaming Scotland, recently did a video about how wondrous it is that we have user-generated content games and the possibilities therein, and what wondrous things could come from it. I am now beginning to wonder something of the opposite, and I love user-generated content. I played and adored all of the Little Big Planet trilogy, including the Little Big Planet game on Vita. I loved that. I adored Mod Nation Racers. I absolutely went mental at that. The fact the earliest content on this channel, before it was a channel, when I just had this place as somewhere I kept videos I liked and videos I made, but wasn't actually putting them out for the world. They're just, for me, using YouTube as a storage place, was a Mod Nation Racers video, where basically I put the video out so I could have it posted on communities of Mod Nation Racers to hopefully get clicks for my creations, so people would like and share my stuff. Like now. But nah, seriously, right? And there are a wealth of other, user-generated content style games. Rec Room, Roblox, the list goes on and on. There's lots of little bits and pieces, and there are many games that rely upon user-generated content, to make them a more fulfilling experience. Look out the Fallout games. Look at what you can do there. You got a Fallout 4. If you get your mods right and stuff, especially on PC, you can go mental with your original settlement, or even just any of your settlements. You can just build. You can go around that entire map and strip it down. And just fast travel back to your main village, and just build like crazy. Admittedly, you do come across your build limit because of how many items you can have, yada yada yada. But you can go nuts if you want to. Building games and changing your character look, or even the character creators. In a lot of games, like the character creators, a lot of sports titles are pretty good, especially golf titles, bizarrely. Or even Bloodborne. I mean, the character creator in Bloodborne is legendary. So, you have to wonder, what is the future of user-generated content, since we're losing Dreams? Now, Dreams had a particular gift that was also a curse. When I originally saw Dreams, I was super excited. I wanted to go and make so much cool stuff. That's why I went and put down the 30 quid, for the beta creator version. I bought the creator version, so I could have the full version for free when it came out. And I got it, and I played it, and very quickly I discovered I didn't know what the hell I was doing. It's like wonderful tools, incredible expansion, wonderful ideas, but there was a lot of things about Dreams that were poorly executed. I mean, sharing your content with others seemed something, to be approaching haphazard. Working on content with others was overly complicated and not easy to execute. The fact that Sony pumped money into Dreams but then never really promoted Dreams. Was it ever on PlayStation Plus? No. Was it ever a pack-in? No. Did they ever explain more about how to get the best out of Dreams using the Move controllers? No. Did they ever, make a PlayStation 5 patch? No. Did they ever make a version for PC players? No. And what's really maddening is if you go around this here YouTube and you search up people that put up stuff on Dreams, you will see some of the most remarkable things made by people, average everyday people, sitting in their bedrooms or their front rooms, wherever it is they game, pouring hours and hours and hours into some of the most incredible creations. And all that is basically going to go poof. Now, don't get me wrong, some people from the Dream servers actually have gotten jobs in the industry. I think a couple of them even got hired by Media Molecule. Similar thing happened with Little Big Planet. I mean, Little Big Planet, I created some stuff in that. I actually did create a couple of levels and some wee inventions, and they're still there to this day because the Dream servers are still up and running. You could look them up if you like. Anyway, so you've got all these different games, like, look at Roblox. Roblox, creativity for days. Unfortunately, it does kind of have that stigma of child labour attached to it, so that's tricky. You could even say that, like, Fortnite has a certain amount of UGC to it, considering the constant building, you know, and the finding of stuff and the making of skins and so on and so on. So there are lots and lots of games that do many, many great things, like the aforementioned Mod Nation Racers. I mean, I made some mad stuff there. And I'm sure there'll be more games to come, but we have to wonder, will we ever get another big AAA content focused creator made content title? Because is there money in it? You know, will developers look at that and go, we can make money there? Now, if Dreams had gone, right, your creations, they're your creations and you can sell them. But then that gets tricky when it comes to copyright, because if you're in Dreams and you make something that looks like, say, the 1995 version of Mickey Mouse, that is still very much in copyright. And therefore, Dreams can't make money from that, and therefore neither can you. So understanding copyright law is something a lot of people don't want to bother about. People like me have to bother about that because we do this. But you out there, the average Joe, not so much. So it doesn't really cross your mind about what you can and cannot use. And that's why you get so many, you know, like TikToks which just have like music in the background from any old source, because most people are not expected to have to worry about copyright, so they just go for it, they just use what they like. Well, you can't do that if you're making money from it. Classic example, for all you manga guys out there. Okay, a few years ago, back in the 90s, back in the mists of time, I bought a Masamune Shirow Intron D-Port book, which is basically an art book of all his creations, his sketches and stuff. There was like 3 volumes of it eventually. Really good. And in the front cover, it said, you can use anything you like here, you know. You can even put designs on a t-shirt or whatever, but you mass produce and sell that t-shirt, then me and my lawyers will come for you. That's the kind of thing we need, you know. I mean, the whole idea that we have here on YouTube, that you've heard many YouTubers, I'm sure, talk about, the idea of free use. You know, there's a certain level to that that's acceptable, and a certain level to that companies will always find unacceptable. So we have to wonder, where can user-generated content games go from here? Because one, user-generated content takes one thing and one thing more than any other. More than money, more than effort, more than visibility. Time. It takes time to make these objects. Whether you're making a texture, you're making a weapon, you're making a character, you're making an entire vista. You know, whatever you're creating, but it be a piece of music in something like Dreams or whatever else, then that takes time. And increasingly, more and more, as we go through time here in the 2020s especially, time is as ever smaller, more compact, more precise, more condensed, focused inward ball of impenetrableness. Is that a word? Who cares? Right? So, if you have less and less time to actually play video games because you're making something for a video game for other people to enjoy and for you to maybe get a little bit of clout as a creator, then does that take away from video game time? Or is that you still playing the video game? And if you enjoy making stuff, then cool. But then, are you really getting to play your games? And how much hours are you spending on a thing that somebody might click, might like, might use? So you see, it gets tricky now. There are mod packs and stuff. PC is the best place for this kind of thing, generally speaking. Yeah, there are mods for days on PC games. And how many times have you seen a game that was big on console, then come to PC, and the next thing you know, the main character replaced by a model of Homer Simpson? So there's definitely a first for it. I mean, you only have to look at any PC lobby for Grand Theft Auto 5 Online. Oh my god. It's like the infamous Lamar versus oh, I forgot his name. Yeah, not Trevor, not Michael. Franklin. Yeah, the Lamar Franklin discussion. You know, the whole thing without the front of his auntie's house and they're having the blather, and Lamar ends the conversation the way he ends that conversation. I am certainly not saying that, but you get my drift. If you go and look up that conversation on YouTube, you will see a zillion different versions of it. One where there's like a million Lamars all leaning in and going, it's like, or one where it's like there's like every conceivable character dotted around Franklin's auntie's house, leaning in and saying the phrase. And that's just the tippity tip of the iceberg. So there's lots of intent, there's lots of creativity out there, but what there isn't lots of is time. So I ask for you in the comments section, what do you think is the future of UGC games? How does it continue? How does it evolve? How does it make money? Yeah. Because that's what the devs really care about. That's what Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo, you know, Ubisoft, whoever, they care about making money. That's it. They don't care about community. They don't care about creativity. They care about money. It's pure and simple. I mean, they're businesses, you know. They've got employees, you know, they've got shareholders. They've got private jets to look after, you know. They care about spondoolies, cash, pesetas, euros, dollars, yen, you name it. They want the green, or here in Scotland, purple. Yes, our money's purple. Yay! But I really want to get your brains on this, guys, because there's more brains out there in the Zen fam than there's ever been. We are almost at 600. There's almost 600 of you, which means the 600 live Q&A stream is not too far away. I've got to crest over that 600 so before I actually go and make the video. Say it's all time sensitive as to when I've got time from shifts of work and blah blah blah. Anyway, so to round this out, how do we cross this barrier between companies making money and their creativity getting to have its full flight and people seeing and playing and liking those creative endeavours? And how do we package those endeavours for the public? Do we have another go at Dreams? Do we make a Dreams 2? Because Media Molecule has said it's wanting to do something else. And if one thing Media Molecule is very, very good at is giving a platform for people to make stuff. But will they make Dreams again? I don't think so. I don't know what they're going to do next. But something's definitely going to happen. I mean, maybe they'll do something more on the line of Mario Maker, you know? Or maybe they'll do something more on the line of No Man's Sky, which in itself had a lot of user-generated content from the bases that people could build, you know? Or maybe they'll go down a route of, like, say, Spore, which some of you may remember from the PC days, which is basically a game where you start as an amoebic life form, you know, and you build up and you build up and you build up and you evolve and evolve and evolve, and you basically have a planet of creatures, or a singular creature depending on how you run your evolving and all the rest of it, and you basically have life on other planets, and then you take that life to a level where it's able to go to other planets. Spore was an interesting project, but it was also a Peter Molyneux project, and we know what happens when Peter Molyneux gets involved. Lies and over expectations. So, you know, there's that. But yeah, I think it's all a deeply interesting, and hopefully there's a brighter future ahead for UGC. But as it stands currently, I am a bit worried for it. But like I say, typey, down below, let Zembloke know. I am very curious to see what you guys say. Even some of you lurkers out there, get typing. Okay guys, I don't think there's anything I'm missing, but if I have missed it, then obviously that comment section is for you. So, hashtag support Scottish YouTubers, and of course, as always, aye, nae bother.